Now normally I'm not one for saving these sheeple, but we just can't let them die like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover some more science. I'm going to make some more videos. I was going to throw in the towel literally and give up again, but here we are. So here's our table of elements. This is where we're going to start out right here. I didn't know where to start. I had so much stuff going on. I'm sure like a lot of you out there right now. But I have all these notes and I want to cover everything in these notes. Everything in here. So I'm going to throw a lot of stuff at you guys today. So this video might get a little choppy. I'm going to edit stuff in here. So we're going to cover some more elements. We're going to talk about antinomy. This is an element right here. This is another metal. Number 51. SB on the table of elements right there. Number 51. Where are we at here? There we are. So we're going to talk about that. We'll cover boron, silicone, rocks, number 14. That goes back into ancient times right there. It's a key ingredient of rocks and stones. Silicone has a history of the human research back of the Stone Age, despite modern associations with computing and high technologies and industries. There you go. We're going to talk more about the water molecule, hydrogen and oxygen. So let's jump right back in here. I got a lot of stuff to cover. Some of this stuff I didn't even know how to put it in here. Working out of the kitchen today. But that's great though, because there's a lot of science in this kitchen. We're going to talk about the microwave, the water coming out of the sink. We're going to see what things pull electrically. We're going to see what this thing pulls. We're going to talk about temperatures. We're going to cover all kinds of stuff. I'm going to show you some more hydrogen technology. I'm going to cook some stuff in here. Like I said, we're going to cover some basic elements. Think about silicone. Think about glass. This was sand, and it's frozen in a static state like this. So see, the elements are surrounded. Your house is full of every single element that you see on this table of elements. And the more you know about it, that's why they put it like this. That's why they have a picture to show you where the element is at. What it looks like. Like if you were looking for tin, you go look at the Monopoly board, take one of the little soldiers off there. That's why they depicted it like that, because we're surrounded by elements all the way up to americium, believe it or not. Even a higher, heavier radioactive element like that, that's in your smoke detector. So think about that. We're going to cover a lot of different stuff today. A lot of different elements. So I've been wanting to get all these notes out to you. So I've been doing everything I can. It's been tough to make another video, but here we go. Sped it up a little bit yesterday. It's a little more powerful. So check this out. Look, I wanted to show you this Starship folder right here. So if you take a look at this image, the sun god Ra sitting inside this spaceship right here. And that's on that picture I showed you guys the other day that's hanging on my wall. You can see the ship on the back of the Sphinx there. Let me point it out. So I find that very strange. It's actually kind of creepy. If you look here on my picture, and you can see on the back of the Sphinx there, you can see the craft. You can see it bending the light. It's almost like a time portal craft. And if you go to the other side here, you can see the actual people inside. It's kind of creepy, but anyways, I wanted to show that to you. We're going to cover a lot of this stuff. But the Sheeple, my God, they've gotten themselves in a lot of trouble now, haven't they? Look at this. This is the Sheeple slaughter folder. Remember I was telling you guys about these snakes and how you guys were going to be battling these snakes. Because I've known all about these snake cultures and these snake symbolism for a long time. That's why you're seeing these snakes. And the more you learn about science, the more you learn about the table of elements and the history of science, and you're going to see these snakes in medical history and stuff like that. So you go back and read that right there. It tells you about serpent worship. Serpent symbolism. See, so I've known this for a long time, and I've been covering it. And it's amazing what we're going through right now and all this. So you can see the evil behind some of this. There's the snake eating its tail. You know, that has a lot to do with the water molecule. So I'm just showing you guys this stuff. And if you've looked up in the sky lately, you're probably seeing stuff. It's kind of strange. And think about Adam and Eve. And the snake and the serpent. So of course you guys have to make your own decisions on these symbols and these snakes and whatnot. I'm just pointing out what I see here and how all this comes into play, because symbolism is very important. If you look into books like this, it shows you the connection between symbols and man and how important it really is. Symbols mean a lot. When you go down into cinematics and stuff, it means a lot at the geometrical scale too. At the atomic level. And that's what we're doing. We're breaking this stuff down at the atomic level. When I look at things, I look at it and I go, well, I have to look at it and break it down all the way down to the atomic level. I have to know what it's made of. You know, being able to add, remove, separate, manipulate, and harness the power of the atoms is very important. So I look at these symbols and these ancient texts and all this stuff and these images and these symbols, and I always see some resemblance, you know, all these symbols, especially with all the stuff you see on TV with these snakes, these medical symbols, and all the shit that's going on now. So I catch on to that. I see it. You know, I always thought Adam and Eve, you know, Adam, the atom, and Eve, the electron. You know, the hydrogen atom, and Eve, the electron. Just something to think about. This is kind of an intermission video. You know, I owed you guys a video, so I wanted to put something together and look at the evil behind some of this stuff and the deception. Brainwashed you people into believing this symbol is a mouse and not the most important symbol in the galaxy to your freedom. Endless clean energy. No, these jokers got you destroying your planet, polluting the planet, selling your soul down the hole, when you should be, you know, representing this symbol right here instead of Mickey Mouse. I mean, come on. There's no way I can keep up with that kind of propaganda. You're not a sheeple, are you, Doc? And some more. So again, understanding what matter is made out of is very important, and understanding the magnetism that's involved with all these atoms on the table of elements. And we're going to talk about argon real quick here. Number 18 on the table of elements. That's its atomic number. That's how many protons it has in its nucleus. If you come over here, I'm going to show you a little bit about argon. So argon means lazy in Greek. And what's cool is you can make futuristic ion propulsion spacecraft engines with it without worrying that it will react or be toxic. So the Greeks named argon lazy because it doesn't react to anything. It has a completely full electron shell. So Stanley Myers was using this because what would happen was when he split the water molecule apart and you had the hydrogen and oxygen, okay, he would take this gas and spin it through tubes. When you spin it through the tubes were surrounded by copper coils. And when you have a magnetized gas and you can add argon to it to get the magnetic field lines to extend outside the area to produce electricity when you spin it through the coil. Now I've never tried that, but that's just the secret right there. We'll cover that in another video. So there's a lot of things out there in nature you can't see unless you look a little bit closer. It's very much like that in the atomic realm. So you can only see in the visible spectrum right here, and all this other stuff just completely invisible to human beings. So most of the stuff in the universe, you can't even see it anyways. Just like these atoms, they're so small, it's ridiculous. We're going to talk more about silicone right here. It's number 14 on the table of elements, silicone. And why this is important, it's used in electronics of every kind, okay? It's used in chipboards, silicone wafers, anything you could think of. Let me film it and show you right here. Look. So you can see the importance of silicon. So there's a whole lot more to come. What we're going to do is I'm going to cover some of my houseplant books, some of my outside plant books. We're going to cover things down at the atomic level. I'm going to show you how you can make hydrogen and oxygen gas for your gardens. So if you're into hydroponics and things like that, it's very nice to have pure oxygen on hand for your root systems. Hydrogen too. I can adjust pH in water doing this. Think about that. In growing plants, it's all about the pH. You want to keep the pH low. You want to lower the pH in water and keep it that way, and you don't want it to rise up too quick, depending on what you're growing, you know. But we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you how you can use this gas to do a lot of different things. Just bear with me now, I'm trying to get everything together. Show you some of the books we're going to cover. I'll show you my wildlife book. We're going to do some more Stirling engines. I got some different ones we're going to try. More on electronics, physics. We're going to cover your atomic self, and of course we're going to get into all the garden books. You may be stuck at home, you may have to grow your own food and stuff like that. I'm going to show you guys how to do that really fast. You know, it's one thing to be able to grow it, it's another thing to be able to grow it really fast and have high technology. So like I said, as long as you have electricity and electrons, there's nothing you guys can't do. Don't forget about that negatively charged subatomic particle we call the electron, and how important that really is. As long as you have that, you can do anything. And it's all how you get it too. You want to make it yourself.